Well, here we go.
Sportsman stores and firearms dealers who are concerned about the effects, they're erring on the side of caution. So we have a Sportsman's Warehouse chain in the state here, and they have let everybody know that December 8th is when they're going to stop selling firearms. We're looking at the end of firearm sales in Oregon until this system is put into place. And that also means that Oregonians cannot go out of state to purchase firearms either. We're basically being held hostage by 114 because firearms dealers have to respect the laws of a person's home state. They cannot sell to you if it's going to be illegal in your state. We see the impacts of 114 on the hunting community, in that we feel very strongly it's going to impact what we refer to as the R3 efforts. Recruitment, retention, and reactivation is what the R3 stands for. If Oregonians who are interested in hunting can't purchase an appropriate firearm to do that with, that's going to have a severe effect on our ability to bring new hunters into the community and see success rates that would keep folks engaged as hunters. The other aspect is for our bird hunters, our waterfowlers and our upland bird hunters who use shotguns. We have several shotgun models that have barrel lengths that are 21 inches or longer. And because of the new home defense rounds, which are shells that are about half the size of a normal shell, you can fit 10 or more of those into the internal tube in these shotguns, which makes them illegal because there's no stipulation on caliber or size of shell that you have to use. If it can fit 10 or more, it's going to be illegal. So that's going to make a big impact on our shotgunners and whether or not they can utilize the firearms that they have or potentially purchase a firearm that would be appropriate for bird hunting. What it seeks to do is establish a permit to purchase system. That in itself is inherently cumbersome. They also want to add a live fire component to courses. And again, that's not something that is exceptionally commonplace for firearm safety, just because of the logistics of getting a range and getting range time and things like that, so that you can safely hold a live fire training. And it also presents a little bit of an odd chicken and the egg situation. So they're asking you to show proficiency with your firearm by being able to fire it. However, if you don't have a firearm and you are trying to get a permit to purchase a firearm, you've got this weird, cycle of I don't have a firearm, and so therefore I can't show proficiency and I can't get a permit to purchase a firearm. There's a very real disconnect between the proponents and their understanding of firearms, firearm safety, and firearms ownership. We are a little bit encouraged by the fact that it passed by such a very narrow margin. It was not the landslide that I think the proponents were anticipating. Only 6 counties of our 36 counties carried this. And really the 2 counties that make up Portland and the center of Portland are the reason why it passed. In the mornings when I check the news, a lot of my news comes out of Portland. I'm not Portland centric. I don't live near there, but a lot of the news is generated out of Portland, and a lot of that news is about firearms violence. The gun violence term that they like to use, a lot of that is revolving around the violence in our metro areas. I think that the most charitable spin I can put on this is that they really thought they needed to do something to solve that. The unfortunate thing is that this is not going to turn into something that's going to have a very valid effect on criminal aspect of violence, which is really what is going on. Regardless of whether it's utilizing a firearm or not, it's a criminal violent act that's happening. Regulating legal firearm owners is not going to have the effect that they are desiring on that.
This is really something right here. So we've heard for years about defund the police, but yet what this law, from what I can understand, is they want for you to buy a permit and to purchase a firearm, and they want the police department to undergo those background checks and fill these permits. But yet they want to defund the police, but yet add more to their process. In my opinion, was kind kind of snuck in from what we're seeing here. They didn't let the whole state vote on this, but yet any shotgun or so what they're saying is they've got these home defense rounds that's smaller than a regular shotgun shell, and you can fit 10 of these into a shotgun. So therefore, this shotgun would require a permit. And also another thing that they showed is they showed a little 22 pistol and how it had 10 rounds. And that would be something that you would have to have this permit for. Why do you have to fill out a permit and go through these troubles to buy a firearm when it's our constitutional right to own? We have the right to bear arms. This isn't something that I normally do in this channel, but this is kind of alarming here here in America. You know, we have the right to bear arms, and yet we have to fight this battle every single day of people trying to take our rights away. So this law barely passed. Less than 1% it was the deciding factor in this vote, and the way it was done was pretty shady from what I can tell. Now you have to file this paperwork, and it's going to be in a system. So if this system is shut down, or if there's some kind of glitch or some kind of hack or whatever with this system, then you're not going to be able to buy a firearm. And I understand that a lot of people, whenever you live in these big cities, you have a lot of firearm, you know, you have a lot of gun violence, and people want to see those guns off of the street. But passing more laws that makes it harder for the law-abiding citizen to buy guns is just not the way to go about handling this. And when you go into Walmart, and it'll have this sign on the door, and it'll say, you know, it'll have a pistol and it'll say no firearms in this store. Well, how many criminals does that sign stop? You know, when you go into a bank and you see that sign, you say, well, you know, we was going to rob this bank, but because they have this sign here on the door that says no firearms, we're going to have to find another bank to rob. Man, these criminals laugh at that. There's no gun law that will ever pass that will take guns out of the hands of criminals, but yet we're taking it from the law-abiding citizen, the people that we pay our taxes, we abide by the laws. Those are the only people that have to suffer. We have our rights taken away because of some criminal on the street can't abide by the laws. This is not the way of going about this. So I understand that we want to pass laws that will help with get criminals off the street. We want to get these bad guys with guns off of the street, but this is just not the way of going about it. It just makes no sense to me. Who in their right mind would think that passing any gun law have a permit to buy these guns is going to ever stop a criminal from getting his hands on a firearm? You know, my daddy used to say, he said, a lock on a door is only to keep the honest man out. It won't keep a real criminal, a real thief out of your home. He'll find a way to get in your home. But the lock is only to keep the honest man out of your home. Okay, what he meant by that was, if you have a lock on your door, a real thief is going, if he coming in to steal, he is going to get in your house. That lock isn't going to stop him. But an honest man, that's going to stop an honest man. Okay, it isn't going to stop the criminal. Gun laws is not going to ever stop one single criminal from committing a crime. I would really like to hear Cody Wrangler Star. I believe he's from that area. I would like to hear him weigh in on this and his thoughts about this gun law, because this isn't about taking your automatic rifles off of the street. This is interfering with our hunting guns, our shotguns, our target pistols. This is anything over 10 that'll hold over 10 rounds. You're going to have to buy a permit for. And I don't know if you've ever had to file a permit for like a silencer or anything, but it takes 2 years. 2 years is what it takes the last time I checked, to get a silencer for a 22 rifle, to get a silencer for a 22 long rifle, to get the stamp, about $400, and about 2 years of waiting for that approval to be able to buy that silencer so you can shoot squirrels or target practice or whatever with a silencer. I mean, what real damage are you going to do with a 22 long rifle? You'd have to hit a man just right with that 22 long rifle to kill him, or shoot him enough times, because a 22 long rifle more than likely just ain't gonna do much damage to a grown man. It probably barely kill a dog. Anytime gun laws are passed, it's never good for us. This kind of thing is voted in, and they don't vote it in right. This was barely won, less than 1% decided of this vote, and people need to be aware of this because they're taking our rights from us as U.S. citizens, as law-abiding U.S. citizens. They're taking our constitutional rights from us every single day. Thanks for watching.